Hey there, it's Stephanie Shea, Chief Astrologer for janspiller.com with your monthly horoscope. This one's for you, Scorpio. We're coming into December and the sun is shining in Sagittarius all the way through the 20th. This will really highlight your finances and material resources this month. You can use the first part of December to see your situation with greater clarity and determine if you've been overly idealistic when it comes to saving or spending. Now, dealings related to business or money will likely feel more concrete after the 20th when the sun moves into practical Capricorn. So the first part of the month might be more about wrapping your head around what you've got going, and then you'll feel more like you can have a good action plan towards the end of the month. What we've got on December 14th is a very special new moon. It's a new moon combined with a solar eclipse. It's at 23 degrees Sagittarius, and this will really help to support your goals related to finance, self-worth, spirituality, and higher education. These new moon solar eclipses are rare. They're only a couple times a year, and we can really take advantage of them for bigger picture goals. Jan Spiller wrote the book New Moon Astrology, as you may know, that talks all about using every new moon to set intentions and how that's a powerful time for manifestation. However, she also says in the book that the solar eclipse new moons are extra high powered, and they really give us the ability to think about what we want for the next 6 months, start some new cycles in our life that change the trajectory of where we've been going. So this is a great time for that, especially as we close out the year. I would even recommend setting New Year's resolutions at this new moon solar eclipse. It's more powerful of a day than January 1st. So now we've got Venus moving into Sagittarius on the 15th. And as you know, Venus is the planet of love and money. Maybe you didn't know that, now you do. And Venus will remain in Sagittarius through January 7th. This is going to offer you the chance to attract resources and possibly some extra money. This is good news if it's felt tight in 2020, like it has for many. Your marketable skills are more likely to be recognized under this astrology, and it's a really good time for boosting your own self-confidence. And as you start to radiate more of your self-assuredness, others are going to pick up on that vibe and seek you out for either personal or professional collaborations. So it's also not bad timing to attract some personal connections if that's something you've been thinking about. You know, we've got Saturn moving into Aquarius on December the 17th. And 2 days later, Jupiter moves into Aquarius on the 19th. This is some big headline astrology. Perhaps you've seen my other video about the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. If not, you can check it out on this channel. But we're coming into some of the more rare astrology. Jupiter and Saturn only come together every 20 years. And this conjunction is a big deal because they're coming together in the air sign of Aquarius, kind of setting the tone of air sign conjunctions for the next 200 years, actually. So on a big picture level, there's a lot going on. But on a personal level, it's also on a 20-year cycle, and the way it can affect each sun sign shows up a little differently in your chart. For you, this could be a new cycle focused on your home life and your inner circle of family and friends, as well as building stability. So if you were born on or around October 23rd of any year, or if you have around 0 degrees of Scorpio rising, you're probably going to be most activated around December 21st when this conjunction occurs. Again, not everything happens on that one day. That's just the beginning of the cycle. So I think it will more open up a window in your mind. You may be aware of it, you may not, but looking back, you'll think, yeah, I think it was around that time of December 2021 where I opened the door to something new in my thought patterns. And this will gradually unfold for you over time. So it's a big deal. Saturn in Aquarius can help you make a plan for the future that could involve a new living situation. Jupiter in Aquarius is going to help open your mind to new possibilities and define where you need to simplify in order to gain a greater sense of freedom. Jupiter is known as the planet of abundance, but when it gets out of balance, it can be the planet of excess. And so if you have felt more obligated to maybe maintaining items or things, then this could be a time to free yourself, simplifying your life, getting rid of things, downsizing. These are actually Jupiter in Aquarius themes, reinventing how you define security. So those are some things to think about. If you're curious about 2021's astrology as it relates to your sun sign, I've got some good news for you. I have now completed the reports for each sun sign that goes through all the outer planets, how they interact with your sun sign, what themes to expect, and how to best work with that astrology. There's a link in the description to this video. You can check it out, and those reports are available. You can use them as a tool all through the year to work with what's coming up in 2021. Now, on December 21st, as I mentioned, it's the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, but it's also the day of the winter solstice for Northern Hemisphere people. For everyone in the Southern Hemisphere, it's the day of the summer solstice. But regardless of where you live, this is the time that the sun moves into the sign of Capricorn. And the theme of the winter or summer solstice has to do with assessing and appreciating your current situation. So the end of the month is going to be a particularly good time to firm up written and verbal agreements. I think there'll be a lot of clarity about what's real. That's a very Capricorn theme. Now, the full moon this month will be at 8 degrees of Cancer, illuminating your ideals and your compassion. This is a really good full moon to feel some gratitude for your support team, as well as refill your emotional cup if you've been run a bit ragged. A lot of us, I think it's safe to say, have felt a bit drained this year. So use this full moon as an opportunity to take a time out for some soothing self-care and encourage others to do the same. Cancer is the sign of nurturing, and the full moon shines light on what's needed. So you can put those themes together and make the most of that time. I hope you can make the most of all of December's astrology. Be safe and be well. And I look forward to seeing you in 2021 with your horoscope.